Time for a phone call. How can I help you, Denny?
Hey, sir. Yeah, I was just following up from our conversation from yesterday. So I've watched these before. The decision, the bid bond 1442, and then it changed to a different number. The 1449. Oh, there it is.
That's
What I
right.
found.
There's different bid forms that you might come across.
Yeah, and I know there ain't one way to do this because you got all the different departments of the government, so they all do things different. So
Correct.
And then I pulled up jobs. I looked at some jobs, but all I'm going to do just to concentrate on is flooring and painting and just try to stay within a local. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Might be a bad thing. I don't know.
No, I don't want you to focus on just local. I want you to find jobs that you can quickly look at and quickly put a number on in your head, okay?
Yes. Yeah.
And then fill out the piece of paper and send it in.
Yeah. So flooring, so painting, we do painting a lot.
I don't care what we do. I care about what somebody else can do.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying I know how to price it verbatim. I could almost do painting on my own with a contractor. And then flooring, same thing.
Great,
But
no problem. What's your risk for the number that you come up with?
none.
So, what's the purpose of this phone call?
The purpose of the phone call is, I think, to get me more focused on what I need to do and to get more familiarized with what I was doing before because I kind of got sidetracked. You probably have these same comments. How many times have you had guys talk to me with the same thing? They go and oh and ah. You probably heard it 1,000 times. I mean,
Denny,
let's see.
it seriously doesn't matter to me. I've got one goal, okay? And that goal is to make sure that you are taking next steps.
Okay.
And that nothing is in your way from taking next steps.
Okay, good. So don't. Let me ask you 3 questions. So don't worry about demographics. Don't worry about the scope of work. I mean, I was just trying to do with what I'm familiar with. I'm familiar
That's
with heating
fine.
and cooling,
That's
electrical,
fine.
painting.
But I just want you, first, number one, I want you to go into BidTracker and sync some jobs.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay. Number two, I want you to go into those jobs and find an RFQ that the scope seems reasonable to you. And then
Yeah.
number three, I want you to fill out the bid form and I want you to
Mm-hmm.
email the bid form to the contracting officer. And then in the email, say, I'm new to this. Can you please double check and make sure my bid is responsive?
Oh, my bid is responsive. That's what I send to you, right? Or to the
Well, look,
contracting
I'm
officer.
just going to tell you at this point because I don't want anything stopping you or stepping in your way. I want you to
Right.
just fill them out. Don't even run them by me. Just send them to the contracting officer and ask the question. I'm new to this. Is my bid responsive?
Oh, you don't think it'll mess me up by saying I'm new to this?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, really? Wow.
Everybody starts somewhere.
So I'm new to this. Is this bid responsive?
Yep.
Woo. Okay, so I need to. I'm gonna make a note of that. Is my bid responsive?
Yep.
Okay. Government. And then that's the word you use.
Responsive.
Responsive.
Correct.
Okay, I got that. Questions. I think yeah, it probably won't be an extensive phone conversation. Let's see. Yeah, so I have 13 downloaded here that I like. That are, well, I guess that don't matter. I just need to get used to submitting and sending off proposals.
That's right.
Practice.
I want you to have 20 bids in by September 30th.
Oh, okay, September. What is today? Today is, oh, okay. I can do that. Yeah.
That should be super achievable.
Yeah, that should be. And then we noticed these, some of these are real lazy. Some of these contracting officers are lazy as shit. And then some of them are really good. I mean, they make it where all you got to do is fill out 4 or 5 things. Some of them, because they really want the bids to come in, they fill it all out. And some of them are just lazy. I can tell that. Some of them, I look at them, and they got it all ready for you. I mean, just beautiful. And then some of them, there's hardly anything in there.
There's
They're just trying to make
all
you do.
types of people in this world. Some guys I
Yeah.
talked to did this shit 6 months ago and didn't sit on their ass and
Yeah, I was building a fucking house. I got that motherfucker done. Man, that was a $650,000 house.
Denny, I'm fucking with you. I'm just trying to make the point. It doesn't matter. There's all kinds of people in this world, okay? What matters is what we're doing today, what we're looking at now, and how can we move forward in a way that that you're filling the pipeline, right? You always got to have the pipeline moving, otherwise you're not going anywhere.
I got you. Okay, and then these videos. That's just because that other dumb I had with me goes, I don't understand. We need a system to go by. I said, dude, you know how many departments of the government is, and they all do business different. And every proposal is completely. I mean, they do have some things that are the same thing over and over again, but everything's going to be different, you know, a little bit different here and there. You can't just say this is step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, because they're all different. I can understand that. So you're just kind of putting generic things.
And that's okay. Look, you're in the onesie, twosies, threesies, all right? This is all going to be, you're going to get better at this over time.
Oh, okay. Cool.
It's all just, you know, right now it's crashing upon you, which is why I'm trying to just give you some easy, simple steps that'll get you moving in the right direction. You got to start the row your boat to start moving, you know?
Yeah. I like my thoughts on bid strategy. I like that. If you're broke, you were saying in there, if you're broke and you really want to win it, lower your profit margin. If you got a whole bunch of work, raise it a little bit, you know, see if you get.
And you know, a lot of things that I say are just common sense, but that's the thing about common sense. People get stuck in their own head as to what this is and what this isn't, and fear and risk and holy shit, this is too much for me, or you know, I'm a dummy. Fuck, man, just throw some bids in and get the goddamn thing moving. And then we'll get better at it. I don't care. Look, dude, if you turn in 20 bids and nothing happens, at the end of the day, you learned something. Okay? At the end of the day, we can go back and we can look at the results. We can see was our bid just fucking 3 times what the other guy's bid was. We can get information and we can fine tune and get better. Okay? But I gotta have some initial data. The most initial data is the guy I'm talking to. Is he gonna do what I told him to do? Is he gonna turn in a few bids? I don't know.
Exactly,
I think so at this point, but but
oh, I am now. Well, before I had that team, and that was a big clusterfuck. I was like, man, what the hell? I'd do that later when we got a job or maybe a contract.
It's you're defining later incorrectly. Later meaning I fully understand exactly how to do this and I can explain it to somebody in words that they can understand.
Oh, yes, yeah.
You can't say that sentence yet.
No.
Okay.
And then, yeah. I mean, yeah. You just got to get in there each one and just do the work. You got to do the due diligence, because I used to sell real estate and I always say, do the due diligence, do the work.
It drives me nuts because, look.
People don't do it.
Well, no, it's not even that. Denny, pay real close attention to this next part of this phone call.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. The money that you made in the last year, primarily, where did it come from?
Marketing.
But marketing is
a lot of work, right?
No. I mean specifically, like you told me that you built a storage unit. Did money come in from the storage unit last year? Where was the primary money that came in?
Oh, it comes from the clients, the customers.
Okay, customers. To do what?
To do a service.
Okay, which was what? I'm asking you what you did, like what your company did.
Oh, mainly I do gutters.
Okay, gutters. So. All right, gutters. Yeah. Let's just start right there. When you were 10 years old, did you know how to buy and install and get paid for gutters?
No, I didn't think I'd do that shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait a minute. You didn't wake up when you were 10 years old and go, holy shit, someday I'm going to be a gutter salesman and I'm going to run a gutter company and make money selling gutters. No. Okay. Now, at some point in your life, somehow you got exposed to the concept that, hey, people pay you money if you put some metal on the edge of their house and let water go down there. Okay, I don't know how that happened, but somehow you became aware of it. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, did you just instantly turn around the next day and start making money selling gutters? No, you had to invest some time to learn. You had to invest some time to get the supplier set up. You had to invest some time in figuring out how to sell it. You put a shit ton of time in. What was your expectation that you would get in exchange for your time and effort, energy, money, etc.?
Yeah, money or
money, profit.
Yeah, profit.
I can make a living. So you're telling me you put a shit ton of fucking time in to learn gutters, which is about 1/10000000th of the amount of money that you could learn, that you could make in federal contracting, but you didn't spend one fucking hour over the last 6 months?
Yeah.
Do you see the stark difference here?
Yeah.
So why am I the redheaded stepchild?
My loan officer, when I was borrowing money, I was just hooked on these fourplexes. He goes, fuck fourplexes. And he cusses too. He goes, fuck them motherfuckers. He goes, you need to borrow $1 million fucking dollars. I said, what? He says, you need to borrow $1 million fucking dollars. He said, lending money is a value to a bank, the less that they're trying to do. And then he said, listen to this. He said, the work is the same for $250,000 it is for $1 million, but the return on their investment is way better on $1 million than it is $250,000. And he said, you need to borrow $1 million. I said, oh, okay. So, but anyway, he was saying, it's just as much work to do $250,000 as is $1 million. He said, but there's a bigger return for you and there's a bigger return for the bank, but it's the same amount of work. So I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but this all comes back to that concept of common sense, right? What I just told you is common sense, but if you don't think about it, what the hell sense is it? It's nothing. It's a zero. Yeah. Okay? And a lot of my stuff is common sense, but people need to hear it. And I don't mind saying it. Never interpret my voice or my tone to be condemnation or talking down to you or anything negative. Yeah. This is just the way I communicate, but I have to choose the way I communicate with people because the biggest, I've said the biggest problem so many times, but a large problem with people in the construction business particularly is that the buck has always stopped with them. We're always the go-getters. We're the ones that, give me the problems, I'll solve the problems. And so there's this stigma associated with reaching out for help. Okay? And that needs to be thrown to the wayside. You need to feel comfortable picking up the phone and calling me. And yes, I might sound harsh to you, but I'm just trying to get through your thick head. Okay?
Yeah, I like that.
All right? I don't mean it in any way negative whatsoever. I really want the best for you.
Yeah, I understand. Did I lose you?
Nope.
Oh. No, I like that. And I am nervous about calling you, and I don't know why. Even before, I didn't even want to call you when I was going to cancel it. And I'm thinking, I don't want to do that. I already wasted all that money. And then the other day, so for the last 3 months, I was regretting it. I thought I canceled it. I'm so stupid. This is how dumb I am about money. I don't check my stuff. But anyway, I was regretting. I said, man, I need to get back. All this work. I need to get back in the government contract. I need to. And I kept saying that over and over and over again. But I didn't.
And look how easy it was. All you had to do was reach out. For heaven's sake, I'll always take your call. I'll always give you my best advice. I'll always, you know, do everything that I can to help you succeed in this. But part of it is just making you realize that,
Yeah.
it's just a matter of getting started. Look, you got started in gutters, you got started in home building. If you put some effort into that, you expected a return for your effort.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
You didn't waste the money that you invested in federal construction. You just invested in it and you haven't taken any action yet. I
No.
expect that you get a return for your investment. You should expect that you get a return for your investment.
I got up at 3:45 this morning and started working on stuff, and then I ran 5 miles after that. But yeah, Sean. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I think this conversation is good. I'm just going to get in there and do the due diligence, And this, all of these I got picked out. I got them all pulled up. I got the files pulled up. I'm just going to do the submissions, get them submitted, and I'm going to do. How many should I do over the weekend? Just one or two over the weekend.
Listen, I'm going to give you one more piece of homework.
Yeah, what do you got? Yeah, I like it.
There's a guy named Casey Neistat, Neistat.
Okay.
And he's a YouTuber. And he's a really prolific YouTuber, but there's really only one video that you need to see. And I don't remember the name of it, but he got paid by Nike, like the shoe company, to do an advertisement for them. And I think the name of the video is Do the Work. But if you just Google Do the Work Casey Neistat, it'll bring that video up.
Yeah, do the work. Yeah.
He actually got a tattoo on his arm in that video that says Do the Work.
Oh yeah, I see it right here. Yeah, do the work. Yeah.
And that sentence, those three words, ring in my head every day, because if you don't do the work, everybody wants the results. My best buddy looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime, and he can't stand it when people come up to him in the gym. And in fact, he goes to the gym at 2:30 in the morning to avoid other people, because he can't stand people. Hey man, what do you do? How do you get all those? And all he's fucking thinking is everybody wants the results, but nobody wants to do the work.
Yeah, they don't train. Yeah.
Okay, and I get people in Zooms with me or on phone calls. I want to be like you, motherfucker. You do not want to be like me. When I was 12 years old, my dad sent me to super camp. When I was 14 years old, I was going to summer school every summer. I wasn't allowed to play with friends, and it was all education, education, education. I went to log camp. I went to boarding school in New Jersey. I went to the carrier school for 6 weeks when I got out of college. I mean, I was on job sites. I was on the road for 5 years. In fact, I had an apartment one time when I was young, and after 1 year, I went back and calculated how many nights I had actually spent the night in that apartment. It was 29 nights in that apartment over 1 year. I was on the road that much learning this. Like, motherfucker, I did the work. Okay?
Yeah.
Do the work. If you want the results, do the work.
Yeah, the more you put into something, the more you get out of it. Everything's like that.
Yeah, it sure is.
If you're just sitting around watching there's a lot of noise. If you're not focused with somebody like you and you get in front of YouTube, oh my God, that's all you're going to be doing is watching YouTube videos and government contracting. You'll never get anything done.
That's right. Do the work. Do the work.
Do the work. Yeah, put the work in. Oh, me. Well, that's what I'm going to do, Sean. I'm going to do one over the weekend, and then can I call you on Monday?
You can call me any time of the day, 24/7. My rule is, if I'm awake and I can hear the phone ring, I answer it. Oh, cool. That's it. If I'm in a movie theater, I answer the phone, I walk out of the movie theater, and I help people. There are no exceptions. If I'm awake and I can hear the phone ring, I answer it.
I do the same thing with my gutter business. Well, that's good. Well, SEO, search engine optimization, and I build my own websites. I do all my own coding. I build all that. I do all that stuff myself. And all these guys are all the time like, oh, how in the world are you number one on Google? How in the world? I said, I sat in front of my computer for 3.5 months.
That's right. You did the work.
3.5 fucking months, motherfucker. And this redneck's out there, I don't know nothing about a computer. I don't know nothing about a computer. I'm thinking, motherfucker, 3 months of shit. I can't even tell you nothing. Hours. And the same thing with government contract. I just get in there, do the due diligence, put in the submissions, do the forms, go through the forms over and over and over and over and over. Then I'm going to learn it instead of just sitting around. I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't do this fucking shit. Yeah, whine like a baby. Yeah, so.
Okay. Do the work. Call me when you need me.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.